I don't know how that process translates across different communities and governments.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But do you remember what the process was like for you, what the first step is, and maybe to give some kind of direction to the listeners?
So the first step is to set up as your company. Okay. So filing with the state to become a company, and we're an LLC. So we filed with the state, and we got our tax ID number. And
you need your tax ID number to do everything.
You need to exist. The government needs to recognize
it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So then we went to the city, and I think we went there next to set up. We paid them for our business license.
So you need a business license, and then we also needed to do the liquor license. So I think we had to set up with them for the liquor license, but then you have to go get a background check.
Yes.
Right?
So you get a background check, but you also have to go then to the Department of Taxation and file to pay sales tax.
Yeah.
And then for that, we were lucky because we actually had years of numbers. Like we had actually gotten 5 years of prior P&Ls and balance sheets before we took over the business. So we knew we could project what we were going to bring in, and we could then show the Department of Taxation, like, hey, we're planning on doing $1 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they could say, okay, well, then you need to be able to pay this much in sales tax, which we then had to get a bond for.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. So you have to get a bond. And then you also have to have insurance, right? So our insurance.
Yep.
So then we actually used the same insurance agent as Debbie, which was really fantastic because there was so much knowledge there.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe the best place, instead of trying to spend your entire day running all over your city or your town, start with the first trip going to like the town clerk.
Yes.
And being like, okay, this is where I want to end up. What's the route?
Well,
where do I need to start?
And that's what we would do. We'd be like, okay, what do we need to do next? And like, you got to go do this and this. But then
you'd get there.
But different departments would be like, well, actually, you need to go get your DBA taken care of. And then when you get you also need to go to the health department.
I was gonna say we had to go to the health department too,
like twice.
I
think. And so it all worked out.
Just be ready for that.
Just be ready that it's gonna be a cluster.
Yeah.
It's the cluster.
I mean,
chapter.
honestly, we should like research it and then just put up a page like on our website, being like, if you want to buy a restaurant, here's what you need to.
I actually kept all my notes. I have all the notes.
What's frustrating is every state and every city is different.
Yes,
so
they are different.
Yeah, so it's tough. That's probably why there's no resource, because it can't recreate it for every situation.
So.
Keep going.
Then one more thing that happened is you have to, when you take over, and I actually think this would have happened even if we didn't start as a new LLC, if it was an asset purchase, if we did take over her corporation, you still have a transition of ownership.
Okay.
And so you have to be, the fire department comes in, the health department comes in, and they do a whole inspection when you do a transition of ownership for any of the spaces you use. And that was very interesting because there were things that in an old building,
you kind of get grandfathered in.
Okay.
So there's things that you get grandfathered in as far as like, just like to give an example of where your ice machine could be. And we had some faulty tiles in our walk-in refrigerator that had never been an issue. But so then once you take over ownership, they do like a health inspector comes in and does and the fire inspector, and like she said, and they do like a really intense like check. And
for today's laws, not from what was in 1986.
Right. But we functioned years without you're just 100% on your health code. You know what I mean?
And then they were like, you have to change all of this, and we were like, huh?
Yeah, I think that the only thing to say is just be ready for it.
Be ready.
Whatever you budget, whatever you think it's going to cost.
It costs more.
People say up to like twice as much. Just make sure you have twice as much.
Absolutely.
At least 20%
yes.
more than what you need.
Absolutely.
For those things when you pull this wall, there's that pipe, and I didn't think about that, and like there's just always something that's hidden that's just not obvious.
You just don't. You're not going to know it. So just be prepared.